Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spitballin', episode 3. You may notice a few things different today. Yes, I did shave my face. It's the NHL playoffs, so gotta grow that playoff beard. Another thing, Azzarelli's not here. He's sick this week. It's a little unfortunate that he can't be here today, but shit happens, you know? I'm Carl, that's Cody, and this is Spitballin'. So, pretty interesting week for the first full week of baseball that we've had.
We have we're 11 games in as of
Just
today,
about 11, 12 games in.
Well, a lot of things are a surprise. We went
Mhm.
over surprise teams yesterday, so those teams are still surprising. The Twins.
The
Twins
Twins,
are
yeah.
surprising.
The Royals not doing too hot.
Yeah, the Royals not doing too great. St. Louis isn't doing too great, but we'll get into that later. First, we'll go over our teams. You had the Yankees.
I'm
this
going to
week.
cover the Yankees and the Mets this week for Anthony since he can't be here. We'll start on Sunday, April 9th. And this is when the Yankees started really picking things up. You know, they started off 1-4. They got beat by the Rays. The Orioles were beating them up pretty bad. And CC Sabathia took the mound Sunday, April 9th. And he delivered a performance that, to this day, the Yankees will say probably jump-started them this season. The Yankees won that game 7-3. CC went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Only walked 4, struck out 3. He's not really much of a strikeout pitcher anymore.
Not anymore. Not when you lose that velocity.
The Yankees faced Wade Miley that day, who went 5 innings, only gave up 1 hit, but walked 7 guys. I always said when Wade Miley came up and got drafted with, I think, Arizona, they drafted him. I always said that he had no hit stuff, and Sunday, it looked like he had no hit stuff. He was hitting his spots, and even though he was missing on a lot of close pitches and he walked 7 guys, he looked pretty good.
Well, not giving up hits, not allowing contact really helped him not give up. How many runs did he give up?
He didn't give up any runs, and the Yankees left a lot of people on base that day.
Not giving up any runs.
That day, it was the first time the Orioles bullpen had given up a run the entire season. The Yankees were down, I think, 3-2. Aaron Judge comes up, hits a game-tying home run off of Michael Givens in the 8th inning, and then the Yankee offense just explodes for 4 runs in the 9th inning off of Darren O'Day.
Well, yeah, at that point, you don't need Zach Britton, right?
Nah, just like the wild card game, he didn't pitch in this game.
Yeah.
So, how'd the Giants do on the 9th?
Giants didn't do too bad. Johnny Cueto came out, started to ready the ship, and really, Bumgarner, he looked good in the first game. In the second game, he looked pretty decent, but Cueto picked up the first win as a Giants starter, and he goes 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. He versed Clayton Richard, who put up a very big fight against
the Dodgers.
The other Clayton, Kershaw. And this game, he looked a little bit more human, giving up 4 runs over 6 innings, 3 walks, 3 Ks. So
everyone's got to come down to earth sometime.
Yeah, I mean, going from the 9th to the 10th, Matt Moore pitched a really good game, 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 Ks. That is where you start to think the Giants' season is going to turn around. They're going to start scoring more runs. They're going to start winning. Wrong. The Giants have kind of just lost their way. They're 5-7 this season. It's not good.
It's still early. They're playing in a tougher division now. Colorado's better. Arizona's better. The Padres are still middle of the pack. And the Dodgers are the Dodgers. So we'll see how the Giants do. It's still early in the season.
Yeah.
The Mets, they had the Sunday night game, April 9th, and it was a good pitching matchup between Noah Syndergaard and Edinson Volquez. Noah Syndergaard just completely dominated the Marlins, though.
Oh, wow. 7
innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run. No walks, struck out 9 Marlins. D. Gordon did the only damage for the Marlins, only hitting in a 2-run double.
Yeah.
And Jay Bruce and Michael Conforto hit a solo home run each.
That lineup is packed with sluggers for the Mets.
I mean, and we're going to talk about more of that later as we progress through the week.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So we move to April 10th, and the Yankees opened Yankee Stadium on April 10th, the Monday.
That was a good day.
And it was a very good day. Michael Pineda could not have been any better on this day. He took a perfect game, 6 2/3 into the game before Evan Longoria broke it up on a first pitch double. And I think if he had gotten Longoria that at bat, he definitely had a good chance to pitch the rest of the game.
Yeah, without a doubt, he pitched.
Pineda went 7 2/3 innings, only gave up 2 hits besides the double to Longoria, a home run to Logan Morrison, which was absolutely crushed.
Oh my
Morrison
God.
got every single bit of that ball.
I don't know where this kid came from. He's hitting bombs left and right now.
Yeah,
And they're not cheap shots.
No, he started out with Miami, went to Seattle for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Mitch Pineda also struck out 11 that day. He had all of his stuff working. His changeup, his slider, his fastball were just on command every single pitch he made.
Yeah, that was a fabulous performance to watch.
The Mets in the 10th, they played the Phillies, Jacob deGrom against Jared Eichhoff. deGrom went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, only 3 strikeouts. Eichhoff, 6 innings as well, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, and gave up a home run to Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce this game was most of the offense for the Mets, hit 2 home runs, including the the tie-breaking 2-run homer in the 8th inning. Brock Stassi hits his first major league home run off of Addison Reed in the 9th inning, but it's not enough for the Phillies.
That Phillies lineup has a lot of pop in it, but it's nothing compared to that Mets pitching staff. That pitching staff is
absolutely not.
It's gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm.
If they could just stay healthy like they're supposed to stay healthy.
Yeah.
They'll be able to pitch with deGrom and everybody.
And on the 11th, the Mets pitching staff did not stay healthy. The Yankees were off on that day, travel day. The Mets absolutely destroyed the Phillies, 14-4. But it wasn't the Mets pitching that was the story. Matt Harvey only went 5 2/3 innings. He left with a tight hamstring.
Oh no!
But he says he's going to make his next start. But like I said, the Mets offense, the story here. The Mets offense finally exploding for some runs, led by Yoenis Cespedes, who hit 3 home runs that day.
God.
Went 4 for 6, hit a 3-run homer and 2 solo homers. Scored 3 runs, drove in 5, and hit a double. Lucas Duda almost hit for the cycle. He hit 2 home runs and a double.
Yeah.
Darno hit a 2-run homer. Cabrera hit a home run.
Yeah.
The Mets offense looked very good today. And if this offense can hit like they did that night in Philly, they have a legitimate shot at making the playoffs this year.
I agree as well. The only knock I have on Phillies is the Mets is that you're not going to win with just the home run ball alone.
I agree. Yes.
I mean, you could check the Yankees from the late 2000s. Mm-hmm. All they hit were home runs.
After they won the World Series in 2009, it was all about the home run ball.
All they did was hit home runs. So good pitching's going to win. The Giants proved that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll shut down good hitting every time. So hopefully the Mets their pitching staff stays healthy.
Mm-hmm. How'd the Giants do on the 11th?
Giants lost. Samardzija pitched horribly.
Who'd they play? The Diamondbacks?
Yeah, the Diamondbacks again. The Diamondbacks have his number for some reason.
Even when he was with the Cubs, they've just always been able to hit him.
Samardzija he's a 3 pitcher. He's a career 3 pitcher. Mm-hmm. Diamondbacks got him. That's just his number.
Everyone has those days. You know, your stuff's not working. Even in Arizona, the humidity gets to the ball there.
The next game was Matt Cain. Matt Cain picked up the win. He pitched against Shelby Miller in Arizona. Mm-hmm. I don't get how they scheduled this many divisional games in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, really.
But he went 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 Ks. The walks could go down for Matt Cain, mm-hmm. but I mean, him being our 4-starter.
When was the last time Matt Cain even won a game? He's been hurt for how long?
Yeah. And
he was such an important part of those World Series winning teams for the Giants.
I know. It's just like he got his contract, got hurt, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to find out what's wrong mechanically and fix it, mm-hmm. because I don't think it's mental.
And it's a shame because they had pitchers like Lincecum and Cain who were all-star pitchers since Lincecum won 2 Cy Youngs with the Giants, and now he's not even pitching.
Well, yeah, the Angels gave him a shake last year and didn't pan out, so I don't know.
April 12th, the Yankees was the debut of Jordan Montgomery, the young lefty.
Exciting game to watch.
Very exciting game to watch. He didn't pitch too bad. Only went 4 2/3 innings for his major league debut, but that's okay.
Not bad.
He had a very good outing. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Gave up a 2-run home run to Ricky Weeks Jr. in the first inning. Yeah. Got the butterflies out. Gave up the home run. Settled down a bit. Walked 2. Struck out 7 in his first major league outing. It's very good, Jordan Montgomery. I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch in the rotation. Aaron Judge, though, another part of this Yankees lineup, tied the game in the 7th inning with a single off of Jumbo Diaz, and then hits a 2-run home run in the 8th to pad the lead and give some Yankees an insurance runs. Aroldis Chapman gets his first save of the year, and we go to the Mets. Zach Wheeler, For the
Mets
Mets,
again.
Zach Wheeler
Jeez.
wins his first game since September 19th of 2014.
Oh, those injuries.
After missing all of 2 years with Tommy John surgery,
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler finally comes back and wins a Major League Baseball game.
Congrats.
5 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Conforto hits a solo home run off Vince Velasquez. And the Phillies, though, they made some noise after Wheeler came out. Hansel Robles comes in, throws 1 pitch, and gives up a grand slam to Maikel Franco. But the rest of the Mets bullpen shuts down the Phillies lineup. And Maikel Franco, I think he's going to be a great third baseman that the Phillies have.
The Phillies are very young. They have a lot of talent on that team. I think in the next couple of years, they add a couple veteran pieces. They're going to be making some runs.
Odubel Herrera is the perfect leadoff hitter for them. He's a guy with power, speed. He plays great defense. He'll steal bases. He's not afraid to do little things on this team.
Yeah, that's the important thing in baseball. You have to manufacture runs, not just with the home run. You saw what Kansas City did in 2 World Series back-to-back with the Giants and then versus the Mets. They did the small things in baseball, and that's what's going to win. That's what's going to help a team break through and get that World Series.
Mm-hmm. And we move on to the 13th. How did the Giants do? Were they off on the 13th?
No, they played, but Bumgarner again. Bumgarner didn't pitch too bad. He was 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks. He's a strikeout machine, but that Giants offense looked anemic against Colorado.
Really?
It was horrible. Pitching for Colorado was great, but he got injured and had to come out after 3 innings.
Wow.
So after that, I mean, you say, okay, we're in the bullpen. We got this. Nope. They scored 1 run, and Colorado beats them again.
Who would have thought that the Rockies' bullpen has been that good?
I know. It's just I haven't seen the Rockies have a decent bullpen
ever
in a while.
Yeah. Even when they made the World Series in 2007, I don't remember them really having even a decent starting rotation, let alone a bullpen.
It's just that lineup.
It's scary.
Yeah.
When you've got Arenado, Trevor Story, Charlie Blackmon, Carlos Gonzalez, Gerardo Parra. There's a lot of players in that lineup that can do some damage to you with the long ball and with small ball.
And they're looking to trade Cargo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine they get a starting pitcher.
Imagine, and
They
maybe
do
a
some
decent
damage in that division.
some decent bullpen help.
Yeah.
Just to solidify it.
On the 14th, Cueto came out again. Cueto has been anchoring this staff,
He's been their stopper.
Yeah, keeping them from the 4 or 5 game skid.
Mm-hmm.
He's 3-0 now. On the 14th, he pitched 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. He's being that true number 2 starter behind Bumgarner, picking up the team where he needs to, showing them that, listen, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Johnny Cueto's a very good pitcher. He proved himself in the World Series against the Mets.
Yep.
He's always been a good pitcher. And now with the Giants pitching behind Bumgarner, I think he's going to get more of an opportunity to really shine and prove to everyone how good of a pitcher he really is.
Yeah.
On the 14th, on the 13th rather, I skipped completely over the Yankees and the Mets on the 13th.
Oof.
The Yankees won, the Mets won. We're going to start with the Yankees. The Yankees won 3-2, but really the Yankees offense didn't show up to play. Aaron Hicks did.
No,
Aaron Hicks provided all 3 runs for the Yankees, homering from both sides of the plate, a la Mickey Mantle, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, Teixeira. Aaron Hicks hit 2 home runs, scored 2 runs, drove in 3 runs. But the real story, Luis Severino this game pitched like the true young phenom that he was advertised as. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 11 strikeouts, a new career high for Luis Severino. And really the only blemish besides the 1 earned run that he let up was a solo home run to Peter Borges, who came in to replace the injured Malik Smith.
Yeah.
But other than that, Severino looked absolutely flawless.
He looked like a new starting pitcher from a year ago. And you know what? Severino, if he stays on the right track, I think he's going to be that in the future, that a starter. He's going to be 1 or 2 in our rotation if we don't, go out and.
I agree. Severino reminds me of Pedro Martinez a little bit. He had this changeup working that night he pitched on the 13th, and it just dropped right out of the bottom of the zone, kind of like how Pedro used to have. He's fun to watch him pitch.
Oh, it's amazing to watch him. He's got a toughness about him. He never wants to quit, never wants to give the ball up. He wants to strike you out.
And this win put the Yankees over 500. The Mets, though, it took them a little bit longer to win this one on April 13th. It actually took them into Thursday.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Mets played Miami, and they went 16 innings, ladies and gentlemen. Not much pitching. I think Robert Gsellman only lasted 4 innings for the Mets. Gave up a grand slam to Marcell Ozuna in the first inning. Yoenis Cespedes hit another 2 home runs this game. So after this game, he had 5 homers in 3 games, which is absolutely ridiculous. But the real hero here is Travis d'Arnaud. He had a 3-run triple in the second inning to close the gap and eventually give the Mets the lead, which they would eventually blow and then tie and then come back and win. But he also hit the home run in the top of the 16th inning off of tonight's starter, Adam Connolly.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I heard that they were going to start to bring in first baseman to pitch.
That's what I heard. But now Connolly's pitching tonight against DeGrom. And neither team had anyone left in that bullpen after that game. Hansel Robles had to come in and pitch for the 4th straight game. And it looked like he was throwing meatballs up there.
Oh, my God. You have a noodle arm after 4 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We covered the Giants on the 14th, which was yesterday. So we'll go to the Yankees and the Mets. The Yankees started an interleague series yesterday with the Cardinals. Masahiro Tanaka against Michael Wacha. Looks like a good pitching matchup on paper, and it was a good pitching matchup. Tanaka started off slow, gave up a 2-run homer to Matt Carpenter in the first inning.
Yeah.
But he settled down after that. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and the 2-run homer to Carpenter.
Yep.
Waka, 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Blemishes really: a 2-run home run to Starlin Castro and a solo home run to Austin Romine. They went the other way on.
Yeah.
They took high pitches and they both just dropped it right in the right field stands.
Yeah. Speaking of the right field stands, that's where I was sitting.
Yep.
I saw the home runs live.
Yeah, that's right. You were at that game Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, that stadium was electric, and it hasn't felt that way in a while.
You can't replace the feeling of the old stadium, though.
No, you can't.
The old stadium shook when people were screaming up.
But it was buzzing. It was incredible feeling. When Tanaka gives up that home run in the first inning, and you just feel the crowd. Oh, you saw it. Mm-hmm. You think, oh, here he goes again. Like his first start, he's gonna get destroyed. And then Castro comes up and hits a 2-run bomb. Boom! Changed the entire atmosphere of the stadium. Yep. It was incredible to watch. And then in the 8th inning, I believe it was the 8th inning, who stepped up?
Betances came in.
Yeah.
I know that.
Betances came... I'm sorry. It was Clippard was pitching. Clippard gives up a long, deep home run with 2 men on, and the whole stadium's breath was held. Judge makes the catch on the warning track, and everyone cheered. Oh, my God. That was it was an incredible game.
And we go to the Mets-Marlins game yesterday. The Mets finally lost yesterday after winning 5 straight games, 3-2. Syndergaard pitched 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He left this game early with a fingernail issue. I had heard his fingernail had bent back on his pitching hand, and we hope for the best because that shit's painful.
Yeah.
Edinson Volquez pitched for the Marlins, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, threw 97 pitches in 4 2/3 innings.
Oh my God.
Not a good outing for Edinson Volquez, but his offense picked him back up. He gave up a solo home run to Lucas Duda, and the Marlins in the bottom of the 9th, JD Realmuto hits a walk-off double, scoring Miguel Rojas, who went 3 for 3 this game and scored 2 runs. D. Gordon went 3 for 5 with a run and an RBI. I like D. Gordon a lot. I like this Marlins lineup a lot.
I like D. Gordon. Realmuto, their catcher, what a season that guy's having so far.
He had a great season last year, too. Hit over 300, stole bases, hit, I think, 15 home runs. He's going to be an all-star this year, Realmuto.
I think so, too. And the rate he's throwing out runners, oof. Watch out, Yachty.
Very scary, yes. The Yankees, speaking of Yachty, Jacoby Ellsbury stole his 4th base of the season this year off of Yadier Molina. Even Chase Headley stole a base off of Yadier Molina this series.
This game today for the Yankees on the 15th, they showed that the St. Louis's defense is flawed.
It is very flawed. St. Louis does not have a very good defense, but there wasn't much defense. There wasn't really much offense this game either. CC Sabathia took the hill, and he was as dominant as he has been this year. 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, a walk, 6 strikeouts. The only blemish, a home run to Jed Jerko in the 8th inning.
Ugh.
And he absolutely crushed that ball as well. But CC Sabathia pitching that he's an ace. Like he's 20-something years old again.
I know. It comes with experience.
Mhm.
What happened was when he first lost that fastball, he still thought he had it.
Mhm.
And he could throw it past him. Now that he sees that he doesn't have it, he's painting his corners. He's making his pitches. He's pitching.
He's actually pitching, yes, with like Bartolo Colon.
Yeah.
Carlos Martinez, young ace of the Cardinals, 5 1/3 innings today, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 8 walks and 11 strikeouts through 118 pitches in 5 1/3 innings. I don't care who you are, that's a lot of pitches, and the fact that the Yankees made him work like this shows me that this Yankees lineup is being patient. They're looking for the pitches to hit. They're taking balls. They're fouling off pitches close in the zone, and they're looking for the pitches that they really need to hit.
Yeah.
The Mets are on right now. I believe it's still 2-1.
Yeah, I
They're
believe
losing.
so. Take a look at that. Yeah, they're still losing 2-1.
Mhm.
Now, getting to Carlos Martinez, the last person to do that to the Yankees, walk 8 people and strike out 11, was Bob Feller. That's a while ago.
It's a long time ago.
I don't know the exact year, but go look it up.
And
It's been a while.
Bob Feller did not walk many people. He struck a lot of guys out.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what control problems he had on that day.
Yeah. Now, getting to today's Giants game, they got shut out. It was 5-0 loss.
Rockies again?
Yeah. No. Yeah, Rockies again. Matt Moore. I thought he was going to turn it around this season after that 8-inning performance that he put
3
on.
hits, right?
Yeah, he gave up 10 hits today, 5 runs. The offense anemic, only with 2 hits.
Oh my goodness. Who pitched for the Rockies today?
It was Chatwood. Chatwood had a perfect game going into the 6th.
Wow.
Yeah,
Tyler Chatwood.
He 4 Ks, 1 walk, 2 hits.
Wow.
9 innings.
He shut the Giants down today.
He shut them down, and
Excuse me.
it was incredible. Hats off to Chatwood.
Yeah, what a performance.
Yeah.
We've gone over our teams for the
Our
week.
teams,
The Yankees are on a 6-game winning streak, which is, thank you. I'm wearing my Jackie Robinson Day shirt today, number 42.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a new segment here on Spitball, and it's called Heroes and Zeros. We're gonna pick 2 players for either the week of we're gonna go with the entire season right now because there's only 2.5, 3 weeks in so far.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna highlight players that have either performed or have shit the bed this season so far. You want to start it off?
Yeah. My first hero is going to be Zach Kozar
Mm-hmm.
for Cincinnati. He single-handedly right now is keeping them in first place in that division. And week 1, I said that Cincinnati would finish in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they stay pitching like the way they're pitching now, they're gonna take a lot of wins away from the top of that division.
I agree.
Zach Kozar's batting .467. He's got a home run, 6 RBIs. He's got 14 hits and 30 at bats.
I think that leads the majors, 14 hits.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, he's just on a tear right now, and if he stays like that, that team's gonna be in first place most of the season.
I'm pretty sure besides Joey Votto, he's the longest tenured Red. He's been on this team for a long time.
Yeah, he has been. It's overshadowing with all the other players.
With Votto, he was overshadowed by Todd Frazier, Brandon Phillips, even when Chapman was there.
Yeah. Who'd you have as your first hero?
My first hero is, surprisingly, Irvin Santana. I don't know what it is, but Irvin Santana has seemed to find his groove with the Twins. He's 3-0 so far this season, with a .41 ERA. In 3 appearances, he's only given up 5 hits, 1 run, struck out 15, and walked 5. This week alone, he went 2-0, pitched to a .55 ERA, struck out 12, walked 2, and only gave up 3 hits. Today he pitched a complete game, 1-hit shutout against the Chicago White Sox.
I think he's got no pressure on up there,
Minnesota, I agree.
And that is letting him find his stride and just ride it.
He's just going out there, letting his offense take control of the situation, and he's hitting locations. He's getting hitters to look foolish.
It's incredible what you're able to do out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good for Irving Santana, man.
Yeah, he's having a career year this year, and hopefully he keeps it up. I would like to see him keep this up.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him reinvent himself up in Minnesota and stay like this. Minnesota could use a good pitcher after how many seasons of...
Well, they had Johan Santana, but so now we've got another Santana who's leading the Ace, who's leading the Twin staff. What about a zero? Who was your first zero?
My first zero was Greg Bird.
Oh.
After a monstrous spring, this guy just dropped off the face of it. These were his spring stats. Listen to this. Tell me if this is incredible. 8 homers, batted .451, 15 RBIs.
That's video game numbers.
Those are video game numbers.
Those are video game numbers.
I understand you can't translate spring stats into regular season. I understand that. But you think this guy is going to bat, even if he bats .250. No.
I'll take if he bats .250.
This guy can't even bat .250. He's, right now, after today's game, he's batting .38. He's got 1 hit in 23 at-bats, and he's got 11 strikeouts. Would you say the Bird is grounded?
I would say right now the Bird is grounded. He's dealt with some injuries with his ankle. He had the flu for a little bit. Yeah. We'll see what happens when he gets healthy. You got to remember, the Yankees are on a 6-game winning streak, and they're doing this without Gary Sanchez, who's on the 10-day DL, and without Greg Bird, really.
You're right.
Who's not producing much offense.
Right now, that offense it's Chase Headley, it's Aaron Judge, it's Aaron Hicks.
Gardner Ellsbury stealing bases.
I mean... You saw Gardner at first base the other day.
Yeah, colliding with Ricky Weeks Jr.
And then he reached back to make sure he got
Now imagine
first.
that Yankee offense when Didi Gregorius comes back.
Oh, my God. This, like I said, I think the Yankees win the division this year.
It's going to be a tight AL East this year. Let's go with another hero. I'll start this one off. A very big surprise this year. And this is a player I thought the Yankees should have signed coming out of the offseason meetings. Greg Holland. The closer for the Colorado Rockies. 6 out of 6 with save opportunities. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. Hasn't let up a single run this season. Now, I said the Yankees should have signed him. Imagine a Yankees bullpen with Tyler Clippard, Greg Holland, Dellin Betances, and Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and now he's in the Rockies bullpen.
Starters only have to go 4 innings.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, my God.
I liked Greg Holland a lot when he was with Kansas City.
Yeah.
He's a 97, 98 fastball guy with a wicked slider, a disgusting changeup, and he's found success in Colorado, and I'm very glad he has.
From firsthand experience, I know how Greg Holland's been shutting down the Giants. Greg Holland, I'm glad he's out in Colorado.
He had Tommy John surgery.
Not as a Giant standpoint am I happy he's out there, but you know what, if anytime a pitcher could go somewhere, reinvent himself, and prove that he can pitch, I'm happy for them.
Coming back from Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year. The Royals didn't re-sign him, even after trading Wade Davis to the Cubs. The Rockies take a chance on him, and he's flourishing in Colorado. Good for him.
In that hitter's ballpark.
Yeah, who's your next hero?
My next hero is none other than New York native Yoenis Cespedes. This guy, you said it in your segment, that he has hit 3 home runs in one game and 2 home runs in the next game. His power alone is single-handedly keeping the Mets in first place.
I agree.
He is tearing the cover off the ball. His average isn't great, but batting .268. He's got 8 home runs, 10 RBIs. He's just having a really good start to the season.
And I'm pretty sure Mets fans will take the .268 average with the 8 home runs any day of the week.
He's got 10 RBIs in 11 games. He stays on pace for this. 150 RBIs for the guy. I mean, what more do you want?
I could see Cespedes hitting 40 home runs this year.
I could too, but
especially in Citi Field where he won the home run derby.
Yeah, I agree, but the only thing is he hits 40 home runs. He's going to sacrifice some batting average. Who do you have for your first zero?
My first zero, I have Byron Buxton on the Twins. I ranted and raved about this guy before the season started, and he has not produced whatsoever. Opening day, he started hitting 3rd in the Twins lineup. Now they've dropped him down to 7th, and now I think he's down to 9th.
Oh, God.
He's 4 for 40 on the season. He's only batting 100. He's struck out 21 times in 11 games.
Oh, my God.
Has only scored 1 run, has hit 2 doubles, and he struck out in every single game he's played. Granted, this kid can still play defense, and he's played a very, very good center field for the Twins.
I think that's the only thing keeping him in the lineup.
The lineup, I agree. Yeah. The Twins' offense has been very good, but if this kid is going to be a 2-3 hitter, he needs to get on base. He needs to get on base. He needs to steal some bases, create some havoc on the base paths, so that Mauer and Sano and Polanco can drive him in and drive in other guys.
Don't forget Dozier.
You have Dozier leading off.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now he's batting 7th, right?
Dozier?
No.
Buxton? Yeah, I think he's either hitting 7th or 9th.
Come back around the order.
Yeah.
Dozier drives him in. But getting to my second 0, it's Jeff Samardzija.
This is going to pain you to talk about.
This is very painful. When the Giants signed the Shark, I was like, this is it. There we go. Now you have Baumgartner, an ace. You have Cueto, an ace. And you have Samardzija, he's a 2 pitcher, but he's a 3 pitcher in this rotation. Samardzija, I thought last year was another pitcher that was going to put the Giants at the top of that division. Right now, Samardzija is 0-2 with a 6.75 ERA with a 1.58 WHIP, but he's got 16 strikeouts. I mean, he could fan people left and right, but you know what? He gives up the long ball way too much. It's just, like I said before, Arizona's got his number. Beat him up for 9 runs, 13 hits, 3 homers, and 6 walks in 2 games.
In 2 games.
In 2 games, that's what this lineup has done to him. He needs to get away from Arizona. Find what's mechanically wrong with him. He looks very uncomfortable on the mound, and let's see if maybe a change of venue can spark a winning streak for him.
You think the Giants are going to trade him at all?
I don't think they'll trade him. I think they'll either move him into the bullpen and then go from there because they have enough pitching on that team without him in the starting rotation.
Okay.
Who is your second 0?
My second 0 might be a surprise to a few people. It's Edwin Encarnacion on the Cleveland Indians. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's only 3 for 36 this season. He's hitting 194, sorry. He's only hit 1 home run. He struck out 14 times, grounded into 2 double plays, 7 walks. He's getting on base, which is good, but they're paying this guy to hit the long ball. And he's only done that once so far this season.
Runs.
But the thing is, though, I think it's the Cleveland Indians lineup that is the problem for Encarnacion. You see, when he was in Toronto, he was surrounded by guys like Bautista, Donaldson, Saunders, Martin, Tulowitzki, guys that can hit the ball. Yes, granted, Cleveland's lineup can hit the ball, but there's no one really behind him to protect him.
There's no power bat. Like, there's no let's walk this guy to get to him.
Exactly.
I mean, you'd have Donaldson. You'd have him before Donaldson. Even if Donaldson wasn't in the lineup, you had Jose Bautista back there. You had Tulowitzki. You had Russell Martin. That lineup was packed full of sluggers.
Now who's hitting behind Encarnacion? Jose Ramirez?
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez is a great player. Don't get me wrong. But he's no Bautista. He's no Donaldson.
No. No one on that team packs the power that they do. Even with Carlos Santana back there.
I mean, it's a disappointing start for Encarnacion. I think he's going to pick it up in the rest of the season. But
I think he could turn it around. I think that with a new team, new ballpark, new venue, it takes a little while.
I agree.
Now, here on Spitballing, we've also have a new segment to shake things up. We're going to go with power rankings through the first week or 2 of the season. Now, I know it's silly to say power rankings now. It's 11 games into the season, but hey, why not? For my top, I have the Yankees at number 1, 6-game winning streak. The lineup looks great. The pitching looks good. The bullpen looks amazing. How do you not have them?
They lead the major league in bullpen ERA with .86. I think their bullpen's only given up 3 or 4 runs this entire season. They are very dominant in the bullpen.
Yeah.
On the 6-game winning streak, they've scored 33 runs and have only let up 15.
Well, there you go. That's the math you need.
There you go. Exactly.
Looking at it again, me and him actually have the same top.
Yeah, we picked the same 5 teams.
Yeah.
And we did our notes completely separately.
Yeah.
In our own time.
Yeah.
And we still ended up with the same 5 teams as our top 5.
And it's actually it's quite shocking because I have Arizona, then I have the Mets, I have Cincinnati, and I have Minnesota. Even though Minnesota's not in first place in their division, I think that Minnesota is a better team
Than the Tigers.
Than the Tigers.
Minnesota has been surprising everybody.
Yes.
They've let up the least amount of runs. Teams have only scored this entire season, the 11 games, 27 runs against
incredible.
the Twins. They've scored 52 runs.
That's like actually incredible.
It is absolutely incredible. The Twins' offense has never looked really better. Joe Mauer is hitting the ball. Sano is crushing
he's
the
hitting
ball.
for power. His average can go up. He's batting 198.
Polanco is having a good season. Dozier is having a good season.
Dozier is having a good season.
The Twins, granted, they're surprising me. I thought the Twins were going to finish at the bottom of the American League Central.
Yeah.
And if they could play spoiler, it's going to be a very fun American League Central to watch.
I think so also. I mean, going to another team, the Reds, man.
Yeah.
The Reds are pitching out of their mind.
Who would have thought the Reds would have been better than the Cubs, better than the Pirates, better than the Cardinals?
It's incredible what this team is doing. And you know what? There's one pitcher that you can say is doing the job for them, and it's Amir Garrett. He's got an ERA of 1.42. He's got 2 wins. His whip is under 1. It's a .91. The kid is pitching great.
He reminds me of Chapman a little bit. Just his stature. He's got the long arms, the long legs. He was recruited by St. John's here in New York to play basketball for them. He's pitching baseball in Cincinnati, and I think he made the right decision.
Now, Cincinnati, you say, okay, there's their pitching. What are they doing batting-wise? I told you already about Kozar batting the 400-plus. 3 guys on that team have 3 home runs already. You have Votto, Scooter Gennett, and you have Duvall. Duvall was in the home run derby when
Stanton won it.
Yeah, when Stanton won it. I mean, they have power in that lineup.
They have speed.
They
Jose Peraza has stolen 5 bases already.
Billy Hamilton's playing center field for them. I mean, this team, I underestimated them, and you know what?
I think we both underestimated
I'm sorry,
them.
I didn't bring up Duvall in episode 1 when we were talking about Cincinnati, and I said they didn't have anybody. But this team can hit. If this team is going to pitch like this team's going to pitch with Feldman, that's their number 2, or 1, and Amir as their number 2, I think they're going to be pretty decent.
I think so, too. They could not rival the Cubs pitching, but they could put up a pretty good battle against them.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to win the division. Maybe a secret wild card team.
They could possibly be.
Yeah.
You never know. You can't predict baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And what do you got about Arizona? How do you think
Arizona, their offense, they've scored 56 runs and they've let up 49, but their offense has really been the strength of their team with Chris Owings, A.J. Pollock's back for a full season, Yasmani Thomas is there.
Goldschmidt's in the 100 club now. I mean, that team is going to be a beast in the West.
Yeah.
I mean,
granted, their pitching is okay. Greinke had a rough start the other day against Kershaw, but Patrick Corbin's pitching to a 1.80 ERA. Robbie Ray's pitching to a 2.14.
Robbie Ray is really holding that rotation together.
They both strike out a lot of people.
Yeah.
This rotation's very young. With Greinke, Shelby Miller, Robbie Ray, Patrick Corbin, even Archie Bradley.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a starter, he's in the bullpen. I see him being a very good 5th starter for this Arizona Diamondbacks team.
I agree. I think if Zach Greinke could get on track and start pitching the way he was paid to pitch and how he pitched in L.A., I think this team's going to be... This team could win that division.
Yeah, they have a very good chance to win this division.
Yeah, I mean...
With San Francisco not being the way they are.
Yeah.
The Padres are middle of the pack.
The Rockies have a good lineup. Their pitching has to hold up. And L.A., they can implode at any moment. We saw that a couple of years ago with that star-studded lineup when you had... when they had Crawford first come over and Adrian Gonzalez first come over. And,
from the Red Sox,
yeah. And you had Matt Kemp still fighting for playing time. I think that's really what caused it. You had 5 outfielders for 3 positions.
If you think that the Cardinals and the Rockies are going to be fighting for this division title at the end of the year, then you can come back to Spitball on episode 3 and say that we just called it right here.
Yes. The last team that we have in the top to talk about is the Mets. I mean, the Mets lineup looks pretty decent right now.
Yeah, and as you said, the home run can't really hold them on forever, but it's not just the home run that's keeping them afloat. They're hitting for average now. Cabrera's starting to hit. Walker's coming around here and there. Conforto's hitting.
Yeah.
Even Duda's putting the bat on the ball.
The only thing about Conforto is, will he see enough playing time?
Will he? I think the Mets need to trade Granderson. Or actually, no, not Granderson, Bruce.
Yeah.
Let Bruce get hot. Let him keep hitting. Sell him while he's hot, like the
Yeah.
Yankees did with Beltran last year.
Maybe get some bullpen help.
Familia comes back, I think, in a few games.
Yeah, I think, what was it, 15-game suspension?
It was a 15-game suspension.
What, 4 more games, he'll be back.
Syndergaard is leading this staff. He's got an ERA under 1. He's got over 20 strikeouts.
Yeah, next up is DeGrom. DeGrom's pitching very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that rotation is scary to any team you face.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Syndergaard, and then you think you get a break. No, you have DeGrom. You think you get a break, you have Harvey. I personally don't like Harvey, but he's pitching well.
Harvey's looking good this year.
Yeah.
Wheeler looked good his last start, and when Matz comes back healthy, who knows? I think the Mets need to get another lefty in that rotation to back up Matz.
I believe so also. I think that Seth Lugo should have been in that rotation, to be honest.
And Seth Lugo's not having Tommy John surgery, but he's letting his UCL heal like Tanaka did.
Yeah.
And
so
hopefully he comes back strong, because we don't want to see a player go down like that.
No.
Now we have the bottom 5, and this is where me and Cody here start to differentiate. But the worst team in baseball right now, we both agree on, is the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Losing Edwin Encarnacion really hurt them a lot.
I have no idea what that did to that. Maybe it's not the lot. That whole atmosphere of that team deflated when
I
they
think
didn't
it
re-sign him.
definitely changed the chemistry in their clubhouse. He was a lively player, bringing excitement to that lineup. And now without him, they're not scoring runs.
Yeah.
They're 15 runs behind last year's pace. They've only scored 30 runs this season as opposed to 45 a season ago on this day.
Yeah, well, they're second in the league in strikeouts. They strike out the second most of any team. The first most is St. Louis. St. Louis is 97 strikeouts. I mean, that's another team on both of our lists. Our top 2 are both the same.
Are both bird teams.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays and the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals are 3 and 8. Both of those teams are hitting 200 as an average, and they have barely any power. I don't get it. The St. Louis has 10 home runs. The Blue Jays have 6 home runs. What's going on?
I mean, Donaldson getting hurt the past few games really doesn't help the Blue Jays' cause. Kendrys Morales hasn't been the power guy that they had hoped he was when they signed him, hoping he could replace Encarnacion. Like I said, his presence in the lineup, not having him hit behind Bautista and Donaldson definitely changes the way pitchers are pitching to them.
Oh, yeah.
And their pitchers, the Blue Jays, are not having that good of a start either. They lost 7 straight games before they won today. And Kendrys Morales hit the walk-off home run. But J.A. Happ is not looking like how he was last year. He won 20 games last year.
Yeah.
Aaron Sanchez is okay. Marcos Estrada pitched a decent game today. Marcus Stroman has been hit and miss so far.
I don't know if the WBC affected him. He pitched well in the WBC. I don't know if the extra innings out there, even though it was basically like him pitching in spring.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really threw him off, but they have to find a way to turn it around.
Them and the Cardinals. I agree.
It's incredible. Now, this is where we start to differ a little bit. My 3rd team is Atlanta. My 4th team is Seattle, and my 5th team is Kansas City.
My 3rd team is Seattle. My 4th team is Texas, and my 5th team, is the Giants.
Understandable. Now, the Giants are 5 and 7. They have a lot. They've been hitting. That's the only reason I don't have them in the bottom.
And they're still somehow in last place in the West.
Yeah.
Which is very surprising.
It's a stronger division this year, like you said. Seattle, again, their ERA as a staff is 4.58.
When that staff's led by King Felix, that's a very high ERA. And even James Paxton has pitched 2 starts and hasn't allowed a single earned run. And their starting pitching ERA is still 4.8. Something's wrong.
Yeah, Atlanta's got a 4 ERA. They've only scored 32 runs as a team. They struck out 72 times as a team. I mean, these are the bottom teams in the division. So, I mean, you are expecting bad numbers, but nothing that horrible, right?
No, not at all. Seattle, they haven't won a single series this year. They've given up 50 runs. Their bullpen has given up 28 out of 50 runs, which means their starters have given up 22 runs this season.
That's not good. I mean,
all of these teams really have bullpen issues, and I think it's the biggest thing for all of these teams to solidify their bullpen and then worry about how good is your starting pitching going to be, and then get the offense, because these teams most of these teams do have the offense to keep them afloat. Seattle, Toronto, Texas, and the Giants absolutely have the offense.
Oh,
The
without a
Cardinals'
doubt.
offense is lacking a little bit.
The Cardinal offense will pick up, I
Mhm.
believe. You have Yadier Molina, Piscotty's in there.
Carpenter, Randall Grichuk,
Matt
Matt Adams.
Matt Adams.
Yeah,
Now,
big man.
the big thing that hurt the Cardinals is their defense. I've never seen Yadier Molina play defense like this. In the game today, he let 2 balls squirt past him.
Mhm.
I mean, he's slamming his helmet down in frustration. You just signed a 3-year extension
Mhm.
with the Cardinals. He shouldn't be like that.
Mm-mm.
You got
I
to be the
agree.
veteran leader on the team and just accept what's happening and say, listen, guys, when you get back in the dugout, you talk to them. Don't worry about it. We got this. This is how it's going to be. Don't be slamming your helmet down. Don't be pouting. You can't do that as a veteran player.
And he's been there since, I think, 2005, 2006, when
Yeah.
they won the World Series that year.
Yeah.
He, like you said, he is the veteran presence in that clubhouse. And if they're gonna pick it up, the players need to look up to Yachty as their captain. I wasn't gonna say captain, but he is almost like the captain of the St. Louis
He's
Cardinals.
the veteran player on that staff, that team.
The Cardinals bullpen, they also have no saves,
Yeah.
which is not good at all.
Do you want to hear an interesting stat?
I do want to hear an interesting stat.
Yesterday.
Yes.
The Cardinals are only one of 2 teams that have never beaten the Yankees
In the regular season?
in the regular season.
Wow.
They don't have one regular season win against the Yankees.
That is shocking.
Yeah,
actually.
I know. That is like, I don't know who the other team is. I didn't catch that, but that's incredible.
That is very, very shocking.
But also, what helped you understand it a little bit, the last time the Yankees played the Cardinals was 14 years ago in 03 in the regular season. They have not been to New York in 14 years.
That was when Tino Martinez was the first baseman for the Cardinals after McGuire retired.
Yeah,
he went to the Cardinals. We got Giambi.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I don't believe it either.
Yeah.
I find that very just mind-boggling.
I know. I mean, they got to fix that schedule in MLB.
Now, I'm going to talk about the Rangers because the Rangers have scored more runs than they've allowed, but they've blown 3 saves. Their bullpen's given up 26 runs, and a big part of that was Sam Dyson, who was so dominant as their closer down the stretch last year and has just completely imploded in 2 games this year. 11 hits, 11 runs, 2 home runs. He's not the closer there anymore.
No.
And to be quite frank, I don't know who their closer is.
Well, I mean, they got rid of. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I can't remember who they got rid of, but their bullpen is just not looking good at all.
Nah.
They have to go out, make a move, bring someone up, find anybody that could fill those roles.
And the thing with the Rangers, their starting pitching's good. Their offense, very good.
Yeah.
Yu Darvish looked great yesterday. Cole Hamels pitched excellent the other day.
Yeah.
Who else is on their starting rotation? I'm pretty sure Colby Lewis is still there.
Yes.
Derek Holland isn't there no more.
Yeah.
But their rotation's great. Their offense, incredible.
I wouldn't say great, but I'd say good.
Mhm.
Darvish and Cole Hamels really anchor that, but after that, you could see the fall off in talent level. I mean, obviously Cole Hamels and Darvish are very good, but I mean, come on.
Like I said, their offense, it's great. And when Adrian Beltre gets back, it's only going to be better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say the same thing for the Giants. Their starters have been a little bit more inconsistent than the Rangers starters have. Cueto's been great. Bumgarner's been great, even though he hasn't won a game yet. Samardzija, like you said, he's shaky. Kane won a game. Moore has been okay.
Yeah.
But the Giants bullpen has 2 blown saves.
Already.
They've let up 14 runs.
Yeah.
Their offense has been
It's been good. It actually hasn't been like bad or anything because we're scoring runs. It's just we can't hold a lead. Once we get the lead, it's gone. It's given up. Brandon Belt and Brandon Crawford have been the offense so far. Nunez is actually leading the team in average. They're doing pretty well. It's just their pitching is just not there this season. So far.
Hopefully it can pick up towards before the All-Star break because the Giants have really always been known for good pitching.
Yeah.
Their
That's
offense,
what won them championships.
Their offense has been good. Posey's hurt. I understand that. He's the real leader of that team, Buster
Yes.
Posey.
Mhm.
Yes, it sucks when you miss your catcher and the leader on that team.
Yeah.
Hopefully when he comes back, the offense starts up again. Maybe the pitching staff will get back into a rhythm because they have their regular catcher behind the plate.
I think so also. He got hit in the head with a pitch.
Taiwan Walker,
Yeah,
94-mile-an-hour fastball.
I mean, he was able to walk off under his own power. He didn't pass the concussion protocol, so he's going to be out for a little while. But hopefully when he comes back, like you said, he settles that staff down and they get to doing what they're doing.
Any last comments before we end the video?
No last comments. One last comment. I will say one thing. Watching Chapman pitch live the other night was electric. The whole stadium was cheering. And you know what? I felt like the Yankees are going to do magical things this year.
It could be a very good season this year. One more note I want to add. On the Seattle Mariners, a player I was going to go over, in the first episode, but really didn't get a chance to, Mitch Haniger. They got him from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's an outfielder. He's shown tremendous power this season with 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. And I think he can be almost like a Jay Buhner type hitter for the Mariners. 30, 40 home runs, 90 RBIs. He's a very good young talent to watch. And you should definitely watch him, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep an eye out for him. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for episode 3.
We miss you, Azzarelli.
Yeah. And you'll be back next week.
Next week, we'll think of something to talk about next week. We always will.
Yeah.
Until then,
follow us on Twitter. Go to our website. They're going to be in the link description below.
Subscribe. Don't forget to do that shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely subscribe. Comment. Give us feedback. You tell us what you want to hear about.
Even tell us that we needed Azzarelli here.
Yeah. Anything you guys want, comment it. We'll try and accommodate everybody. And all right. We're just spitballing.
Yeah. We're just spitballing. See you later, guys.